walking up to someone that can't paint and saying, hey, do you want to help us paint? Like, no, I fucking don't. You can't paint. I'm not being elitist. Make a program, dude. Make one. Make a program, Singe. You guys can't code. You can't paint. Can't code. You can't paint. Code. Paint. Code. Paint. No, you guys literally cannot program. You guys can't code. Like it's like walking up to someone that can't paint and saying, you guys can't code. No, you guys literally cannot program. Why are you doing this, dude? You guys can't code. You can't paint. Can't code. You can't paint. Code. Paint. Code. Paint. No, you guys literally cannot program. Yeah, you guys can't code. You guys don't have the knowledge to be able to program. You can't paint. Why are you doing this, dude? Can't code. Paint. Code. Paint. Code. Paint. Code. Paint. Can't code. You can't 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 paint. You literally cannot code. Like, to put it bluntly, guys, like, you can't paint. Why are you doing this, dude? No, you guys literally cannot program. To put it bluntly, guys, can't code. You can't paint. 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 Why are you doing this, dude? Can't code. You can't paint. 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 I'm not being elitist. Make a program, dude. Make one. Make a program, Singe. Like it's like walking up to someone that can't paint and saying, no, you guys literally cannot program. Can't code. You can't paint. Can't code. You can't paint. Code. Paint. Code. Paint. Code. Paint. Code. Paint. No, you guys literally cannot program. Hey, do you want to help us paint? Like, no, I fucking don't. You can't paint.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the Outer Rim Report. I'm Lavaris, and with me, as always, is my fabulous co-host Josh from Weird Gaming Adventure.
Oh, I'm fabulous. I like that. Thank you very much. Yes, I am Joshua with Weird Gaming Adventure, and together we are the Outer Rim Report. How's it going, Lavaris?
I'm doing good this week. I think we got some interesting stuff to talk about.
Yeah, no kidding. As we told everybody, we're going to talk about some Jedi, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. There's lots to talk about in terms of NGE Jedi. I mean, it's the most popular class that the game has to offer. 70% of the people that play Star Wars Galaxies on Legends, for example, play as a Jedi or consider it their main character. So there's a lot to be talked about there. What's good about the
Well,
profession? What's bad about the profession? Maybe what can be done to make it a little better.
who wouldn't want to fart sparkles out of their butt while they're running? So, why not? You said 70%, but it's 68%.
Well,
68. Yeah.
I'm an optimist. I rolled up. I rounded it up.
Remember that stats. Yeah. As we alluded to in the last show, I did a poll and to find out what everybody on Legends particular was their main on the server, and it was Jedi. Go figure. The thing that we all wanted in live at the beginning, pre-9, the thing that cost $6,000, just like that. All you have to do is choose if you want to be light side or dark side.
And some people have a
Yeah,
real
Jedi
problem with
left.
that choice.
Oh, okay. So you're dark side, correct?
My Jedi is a DSJ, yes.
All right. So would you consider it your main?
In terms of for combat, yeah,
Mhm.
I would still consider my Jedi to be my main. Do I play it often? More often than my other characters? Right now, no. I play my medic the most, honestly.
Mhm.
I have more fun healing on my medic than I do playing on my DSJ. But there's reasons for that, which, we're definitely going to be getting to.
Well, no time better than now. Lev the Dev, what's the reasons why you're playing more on Medic than on the Jedi?
Well, put simply, there's a lovely stigma on the Legend server. Jedi are persona non gratis in any effective group, in PvP, anywhere they go. Nobody wants Jedi. If they bring too many Jedi, they don't do well. There's lots behind that. And it's a multifaceted reason why. A lot of people that play Jedi, no offense to them, they suck at the game. A lot of them suck at the game. And I could say that because I also play on an entertainer, and I see how these people buff. I see a lot of people come in there carrying their glow bats, and they just ask buff. Okay, what kind of buff do you want? Combat. Okay,
Wait a minute.
you're playing a
Well,
class, you're going into heroic instances, and you don't exactly know what kind of buff you want to actually, play your class. Uh, that tells me that either they're lazy gamers or they don't understand the game enough to really know how to play what they're playing.
I always tell them what I'm doing and say dealer's choice. If I'm going to, if I'm going to Bobby Flay's to go get some barbecue, I'm going to tell him I want some ribs, and I'm going to let him prepare the ribs. You know what I mean? So if I'm
Hmm.
going to the entertainer, the person who's the profession, which I tip nicely, I think, I'm going to tell him dealer's choice. Tell him what I'm going to do
Sure.
until you're, and hope to hell that you call me hun when we're done.
And there's nothing wrong with that. If the entertainer knows what they're doing, they're going to give them an appropriate buff. If they tell
Right.
me what they're doing, I give them an appropriate buff for what they're doing. But then there's some people who ask for the most, asinine things on their Jedi that are it would be completely useless to them. But they go for it anyway. Like they decide to max out go with the flow. So, oh yeah, great. You're a Jedi with 25% added movement speed. That's really going to help you out in heroic instances. That sort of thing.
So getting back to exactly what you're saying before I stopped you, Jedi, and I'll say this: Jedi is one of those professions that you can use one of those tokens. Boom, level 90. You're really not going to miss too much of a beat because it's a simple profession. You choose if you want to be DPS, you choose if you want to tank, and you don't really need to figure out all the nuances.
Mm,
You're not going to jump
I
right in.
I actually vehemently disagree with that. Jedi is a profession that is easy to kind of pick up, but very difficult to master. There's too much behind playing a Jedi to actually
Mhm.
make you be competent and be able to actually, at least put out your best effort. You need to have the right robes. You need to get the Master Collection robes. You need to get a lightsaber that doesn't suck. You need to be able to get pearls into your saber that makes your min max damage on your lightsaber to not be hot garbage. You need to have the belt of Bodo Bass. You need to have all these different buff items to actually be able to compete. I, for one, when I play on my DSJ in a heroic instance, I can put out over 10,000 DPS consistently, which
That's
is
cap.
well above average for people that play Dark Side Jedi. But that's not something everyone can do. A lot of people just generally suck. They don't know the rotations. They don't know what they're doing to actually be able to put forth that. But even that's just damage. Most of the other professions can put out between 8 to 12,000 DPS without breaking a sweat. To do it as a DSJ, you've got to really freaking try.
Well, and that's why I think people don't necessarily. If you say, "Hey, I want to be in an instance. I want to be in a heroic." What are you? I'm a Jedi. Okay, do you tank well? No, I put out damage. They're not going to think that you're going to keep up with all the other professions. And to your point, yes, you do have, say, you get 10K damage. Some of these other professions, they also have other things that go along with them. They have, dots. They can break armor. They can do all of these other types of things. And I think that's why a lot of people don't really care much for Jedi's. I mean, just automatically they assume that you are just a guy, just a Jedi.
Just a
Go
Jedi.
back to the drinks.
Well, it goes deeper than that. When it comes to PvP groups, when it comes to heroic instances groups, Jedi have like a light side Jedi has one role that they can perform. They can tank. That's it. That's all they can do. A dark side Jedi can put out damage, but brings absolutely nothing else of note to the group.
Mm-hmm.
They bring nothing to the group. They have Force Choke, which puts on the Strangulation debuff, but that only impacts the dark side Jedi itself.
So,
Personally, there are two things that can be done to improve Jedi and actually make them to be wanted by groups. One,
hold on. Let me get the Senate involved. SWG Senate. All right, Lev, give us your things.
well, here on this show, we apparently go around the Senate and completely circumvent them. So,
We are the Senate.
I am the Senate.
Shout out to Jar Jar on Resto. Like, I am the Senate.
Yeah. Anywho, there's two things that you can do to light side Jedi and dark side Jedi to make them viable. One, Jedi get the collection for meditation. Okay, great. How about make the meditation buffs actually be a group benefit? Then all of a sudden, those benefits apply to everybody in the group, and hey, look, that Jedi's meditating for us. Now we've got this half-hour buff that increases our strike through, or our crit chance, or our dodge by a crap ton. We love Jedi now. How about Darkside Jedi Strangulation actually works for the entire group to mitigate damage and not just the Darkside Jedi itself? The DSJ isn't going to be taking any damage from, like, say, a raid, a heroic boss. So what uses the Strangulation for them to keep the debuff up? It's not useful to anything. But if it works for the entire group, then it becomes a benefit to the entire group. And then all of a sudden, hey, so long as this Jedi's doing his job and keeping this up, keeping the meditation buffs up for everybody, keeping these debuffs up, or for an LSJ, tanking the bosses they're supposed to be tanking. Hey, they're good. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing, and now all of a sudden they're wanted by groups, PvP and PvE otherwise. That's my personal idea. The meditation idea, I can't take full credit for that. My colleague Singe, he came up with that. We were talking about that one day, and he's just like, if they just did that, Jedi would be wanted by everybody in just about any type of group. At least one. They'd want to have at least one Jedi in any group to put out that meditation buff.
There are uses for Jedi in many scenarios, but I think like any other profession, like there's not going to be a use for every profession in every scenario. And so I'm not on board with making it to where, look at the Jedi could be used for every purpose. I think that's the difference between okay, go ahead then.
You're right. You definitely don't want any profession to be a jack of all trades that can do everything, because then you end up with the same type of problem you had in the pre-NG environment, where Jedi were the alpha class that were good for everything. Mm-hmm. They could be used for everything. They could heal. They could tank. They could out DPS just about every other class in the game. And then all of a sudden, it was a sea of glowbats everywhere. Nobody wanted to play the other classes. You're absolutely right. The only thing that Jedi needs is for them to have some type of genuine group benefit, so that they can be welcomed into the fold. So you don't have groups that just say, "Well, we're running OG heroic instances here on Legends, but no Jedi, please." You want people to be like, "Okay, we could take a couple Jedi with us because they're gonna do something that's actually beneficial to the group."
Speaking of beneficial to the group, you got B9 Takes, who say if you include AFK time, commandos get the most play. So are B9? Are you saying that commandos have the most use in the game?
Well,
You think that's what like I prefer a commando in most scenarios to a Jedi.
Commandos are definitely used very often on Legends for AFK grinding and whatnot. And
I guess that's one
that leads me to a really quick segue here, because our first episode we talked about the AFK epidemic, and one of the measures that we'll be talking about it on our next episode with Halo from Restoration is one of the measures that they're putting into place is that they're going to prevent people with full inventories from looting credits. And that, to me, is like a really, really good solution. If Legends' devs could actually pick up on that and do that themselves, that would absolutely it wouldn't completely destroy the AFK epidemic, but it would actually really, really reduce the incentive for people to just log on a command node, bring them down to the lowest level of the riot trail, start up their macros and go AFK, and come back with millions of credits.
And that's a real thing. So our last episode, what we're referencing is we talked about what could fix the AFK pandemic,
and they came up with that idea.
Our friends over at Resto, and they're like, "We're working on this now, based on your show."
Yeah, awesome.
And guess what? It's fully implemented, fully tested, and it's going live. You did this, Lev. Well, our friends at Resto did it.
They picked up on my rant and said, "Hey, you know what? He's got a point." And they rolled with it, and I appreciate that.
That's why you're still Lev the Dev. You're still Lev the Dev, my friend. Let me ask you. This is something that our friend once again. Oh, by the way, Kelly Z. We called him a her. It's a him. Kelly Z. It's a big old Russian dude. So Kelly Z asks, "What are we doing in game right now? Like, what is our main focus in Star Wars Galaxies?" So we'll let you go first, buddy.
Really, right now, all I'm generally doing on Legends is I'm running heroic instances and looking over at my screen. Somebody, a Legends admins, you might want to take a look at one of your CSRs is running around abusing admin. My character is a giant right now, standing in Mos Eisley. Somebody's using commands that they shouldn't be. Fix it.
God smash! You got the god powers that we spoke of.
Yeah, somebody made my character like 30 meters tall. They need to fix that. Somebody's abusing their powers.
Just keep it. Just turn to, you know what? If you see me in game, turn me into a Tusken observer and let me just go around and like destroy the whole town. So you're doing a lot of heroics. I am currently I haven't had a lot of time. I'm filming when I'm on. I'm changing. I'm in the process of switching over and filming how to switch over from Imp to Rebel and how long that takes. So that's kind of what I'm doing in Legends, and having a good time at it.
Mm-hmm.
Lev, you told me earlier that you're getting some offers for a nice little loot.
Oh yeah,
that you got.
Like a week or two ago, I looted a one of those XR Coon murals, and I was trying to sell it. Somebody just offered to buy it. I'm probably gonna accept that offer after the show's over. So money, money, money.
How much are we talking? Credits?
That's private.
Is it? You're not telling who it is. Like, set the market. Tell us what the market is. Are we talking 300 plus?
The market value for those things definitely goes over 300 mil. Yeah.
All right. So if anybody needs a loan in game, Lavaris, he used to hide while playing Legends. Maybe you should go back hiding because people are going to be starting to hit you up for a loan. I'm still broke, dude. Like
that money's already spoken for. I already know the things that I'm going to be buying with it. Otherwise, I just keep the thing in one of my houses somewhere, just to have it. But if I loot a second one, then I'll keep that one.
Well, if you loot the second one, then sell them both. Do you really need an XR Coon painting?
Yes. I need at least one. But right now, I want the credits more.
So this goes back to something that we asked in the last episode, like, what's your favorite mounts? I meant to ask him this, but we usually go over the show like before. This right here, I was frantically trying to get some super glue and some duct tape to fix I was filleting fish, let's just say that, and my thumb's fish. What is your favorite loot that you could think of, just off the top of your head, Lev? This is something that somebody asked me on Facebook like weeks ago. And
my favorite piece of loot out of Star Wars Galaxies? Well,
Top of your head.
It's something that doesn't actually exist on Legends yet. I don't know why they haven't found a way to put it in, but I like that the Sith meditation building. It's just
Building?
the Sith meditation chamber. Yeah, there's a little tiny Sith meditation house. They don't have it on Legends yet. They haven't put it in, as far as I know, because I've never seen anybody hit with it.
We have a special guest that we're actually seeing him on screen. I don't. You guys cannot see him on screen. He's looking at the camera. He's like shaking his head, going like this, like what's going on. We'll talk more about that later on.
Yeah,
so
he's getting all judgmental while we're talking about
oh,
Legends.
I'll tell you right now, his hair is coiffed. It's looking Rico Suave right now, guys. Okay, my favorite piece of loot, and I don't even know if it's in game right now, but I remember back in live, I felt like a god. Inside the Night Sister, you got the shoulder piece from the Night Sister cave.
The armband?
No, it was a piece of shoulder, or
yeah.
It
was a Night Sister bicep or armband. It was a little piece of metal that went over the shoulder. It was only equipable by females. They'd go for about 1 billion credits because they didn't drop it all in the NG until the rare loot system came in.
She spawned once a day, so you had to be camping down there. You had to be ready up when the server got back up. Hope that you kill, because I mean, especially back in the day, she was not very soloable, and so yeah, and you're recognized if you have that, and so that was my favorite. Is it in Legends, to your knowledge?
I've seen people wearing the Night Sister melee arm guard, so I would assume yes.
Well, there you go. There you go. All right. So, anything else that you want to discuss a little bit on this show, Lev the Dev? Any Lev complaints that you want to drop on us?
I think most of the people that are playing Jedi on Legends need to really step back and figure out how to play the game. Not to sound like the infamous Zeus Kun, but I'll be happy to give people lessons on how to play the Jedi class if they want them. And I won't even charge you 25 mil for it.
Is that a thing?
That was a thing for Zeus Kun, yeah. PvP lessons, 25 mil. That was what he used to say on live, and everybody hated that clown.
Oh, so it was a taunt. It was like the modern teabag.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Wouldn't you say that though for any class outside of Dancer? I mean, everybody needs to learn how to play their class and get better at their class.
Sure.
I mean, it's not Jedi exclusive.
I think it's Jedi endemic, though, because of the simple fact that 60% of the people playing the game have glowbats in their hand.
68%, and that's where it is. We have a bias towards Jedi. In the beginning, we all wanted to be Jedi, and now it's like, if you're a Jedi and you're saying that that's your main, you're not cool. You're going to immediately be able to go into Jedi. And you make that sound, too.
Sure, yeah.
I like that. Awesome. So, yeah, there's a lot of exciting stuff that we have going on in Star Wars Galaxies. We still don't know when Bespin is. Loki gave me a walkthrough of the PvP arena.
Bespin is already in-game. You mean Bespin.
Yes, Bespin.
Yeah.
That too.
The Bespin expansion. Yeah, we're good. Bespin.
It's super cool. Making Bespin real again. Imps love it. So yeah, Bespin. Let me ask you one quick question, and this was something that I promised, and I'm so sorry that I forget who asked this. One planet, you get to just blow up one planet altogether in Star Wars Galaxies, a useless planet. Which one are you blowing up?
Mustafar.
That's not useless, though.
I hate that planet. I hate the invisible walls. I hate the lava. I hate the things that aggro you from 300 meters away. Screw Mustafar. Blow that place up.
Okay, I can hear the cries of Mustafar from here. It's the new Alderaan. I don't think anybody who follows Star Wars, the lore of Star Wars, would care if Mustafar blew up. There's so much badness that happened there. I'm gonna say Yavin. I mean, Get rid of Yavin. Like, really, what do we do in Yavin? The Acklay Cave? You get,
Exar Kun?
Okay. All right.
There's PvP battlefields on Yavin. They've got use. It's kind of a pretty planet. I would like to see them actually allow like a certain number of player cities on some of those planets, like Yavin, like Dathomir, like Endor. Let us put some cities down there. What's that gonna hurt anybody?
Endor can go for sure. I changed my vote. Endor can go for sure. And I mean, as much as I like Ewoks, they taste delicious. I don't need any level 50 planets that
But
are
then you
just
lose the
buffer
Death
zones.
Watch. But then you lose the Death Watch bunker, and nobody gets Mando armor.
And that's okay, because then you don't get frustrated with. You want me to go off? All right, now you did it. You're gonna have a spy go and camp in the Death Watch bunker. Try to get your stuff in the Death Watch bunker when you got your spies just hanging out all day. When we are working our way down, running, trying not to die, and then you get to wherever you need to be, and then you got to wait in long line of spies of the Death Watch bunker, and all that has done is destroy the economy with people just farming that crap. So there you go.
Well, adding more supply into the economy doesn't destroy the economy. Adding infinite amounts of credits into the economy does destroy the economy. Supply of items only improves the economy. Supply of credits does. That's the bad thing. That's where it needs to be stopped.
But if you have specific people farming specific things that everybody wants, and only one person can like sets of people can have a monopoly on it because they got their bots going left and right, and then pretty much setting their market for however you want. I mean, how do you fix that? Do you buy it out, buy them out? No, because they're just keep on earning their loot and selling their loot.
To be fair, I haven't been to the Death Watch bunker on Legends because I don't care to ever get Mando armor. But so I don't know if they have any measures in there to prevent people from running AFK macros there, and if they don't, they should.
Well, it's even if they're not AFK, they're AFK while waiting. You know what I mean? They're kicking back on their other tunes. Oh, something popped, coming back.
That happened on live, and simple fact is, if somebody wants to get stuff out of the Death Watch bunker, whether the place is being camped or not, doesn't matter. You can still get your stuff there. You can.
But there's advantages to being able to set up and go through the same process and master that same process without any real setup. Another thing to get to have the Ewok planet gone, the Ewok planet, is no more Ewok love festivals, because we know you don't like the furries, the furry love.
I like the buffs from the Ewok love festival.
Okay.
That's it. The buffs are good, but the rest of it's really, really, really stupid.
Really, really, really stupid. That's stupid to the third power. So awesome. So I think we're gonna close the. Oh, okay. One other question. He had a second question there. Was name one city in a planet that you would just cut off.
One city out of the game?
Yeah, in a planet, any planet.
We're talking about the static cities. Okay. The one that I hate the most is probably Corvella. I would nuke it into dust.
I want to get rid of one of the mosses in Tatooine. I think that will really help the population. Get rid of one of the mosses in there. Do you really need both of them? There's not much going on in either one of those, and so. I love that.
There's 4 of them though.
Well, I'm talking about Espa, or was it Tyke or Entha? Espa or Entha. Get rid of one of the Mos E's. So.
Well, then you lose the Mos Espa Tusken King instance. Entha is probably the least trafficked one.
Mm-hmm.
People only go there now because of the legacy quests that they take you through there, and the only time you go to Entha is there's like one little quest chain where you go there and do some swoop races.
hang out with Watto. With Watto, there is the swordsman, the scythe schematic over there, which was super cool in live. Yeah, you get that treasure hunt, and then they drop a crate dragon on top of your ass. And you had no freaking idea. That, oh, by the way, loot the box and run like hell, because if you die, you don't get your schematic.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right.
And that actually brings me back to the main topic of Jedi. Some of the content that Legends has, like they have a Jedi theme park. Sounds great. It's a Jedi theme park. It's a heroic instance, and it's a theme park. And Jedi can't go along with it. They don't bring Jedi in groups for it. It's a Jedi theme park, but groups won't bring Jedi. Most of the loot in there is very Jedi-centric. Force crystals, color crystals, special color crystals. But groups don't bring Jedi because they don't bring anything to the group.
Can you imagine the hate? Did you ever play WoW, Lev?
I did.
Okay. So you're in a group, you never get what you need, or you never get what you want, and you're always having to roll. You have like 3 of the same people, and okay, there it is. Someone rolls need. Oh, you son of a bitch. Can you imagine everybody who needs what drops in there, like the fights? They should just have like a duel match in there. Duel it out if you want the gear. Let's implement that, devs.
Well, that's why most groups just run random loot. They let the fate decide, as Watto would put it.
As Watto would put it. All right. So I think that this is going to be the end of this particular episode. We really, really appreciate it. Anything you want to say on the way out, Levaris?
Stay tuned. We've got another episode coming up tonight. As you're watching us live on Twitch, we're actually doing back-to-back. So our episode 3 will be coming up in just a moment.
Are you pumped?
I'm pumped. Don't I look pumped?
Are you pumped?
Do I look pumped?
Yeah.
I'm very pumped. I'm very
I
pumped.
really shouldn't be pumped because I'm afraid if I get my blood pressure pumping, I'm just going to start squirting blood like out of my hand here. So,
well, if you take the duct tape off, you certainly will.
Well, I got some super glue on here. Well, guys, we are going to close this out, and we will see you all in the next episode. Take care, scruffy-looking nerf herders.